AEW and three take me. AEW's Tony Khan and Jim Ross have apparently shot down rumors that good old JR will be stepping away from the All Elite Wrestling commentary desk. Last week we heard rumblings that Jim Ross was being transitioned out of the full-time commentary role on AEW. This week, when asked about it, Jim Ross responded to the news on Twitter by saying, "It's news to me," and Tony Khan also seemed to shoot down these rumors with the Wrestling Observer, stating that Tony Khan said that reports that he is looking to remove JR as the announcer are inaccurate, and he said he's never said that, and he's also told Ross that he has never said that. So that seems to be the case. The veteran announcer signed a 3-year deal with AEW in April, with initial reports of this change with reports saying that a new contract is on the horizon and that his future role may look different. But Tony Khan and Jim Ross both said no, he's not going away from Dynamite. He's not going away from full-time announcing duties. And overall, what do we make of this news? I think it's honestly a whole lot of nothing. And I'm not saying that the reports are wrong. I just think that, I think people might be taking them a little too literally, because JR might be transitioning out of a full-time role, and that transition could take up to a year or 2 years. Who knows? You prepare for the future. Even JR will tell you. JR tells people all the time. He's like, I'm no spring chicken. Been doing this a long time. He wants to keep doing it. He's got the fire to keep doing it. He's got the desire to keep doing it. He does a podcast every week. The dude loves to talk. And look, I like him on AEW commentary. I know he messes up. It's okay. It happens. Happens to the best of them. Happens to the worst of them. He messes up. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. He's good old JR. And the question is, should he be transitioned out? And my opinion is, I don't think you transition JR out unless you have his replacement already. And let's be honest, who is that going to be that's currently with AEW? Excalibur is good in his role, which is as the color guy, to get over talent, as the analyst, the former wrestler who knows the ins and outs of wrestling and who knows these people the best. Tony Schiavone, he has a different role. He's not like just specifically a play-by-play guy. He's also more of an analyst. He's kind of just basically there to mark out and marvel at these new talents that AEW has and be amazed by them and bring that history as well. And that's a similar role with JR, as well as the play-by-play duties that he already provides. So I think they're fine. I think you don't transition JR out unless you have the other person that you're going to bring in. And if you don't take the most credible announcer you have. No offense to either of those guys. I think that's just a testament to JR. JR is the most credible announcer in pro wrestling, period. He's a big reason that AEW had the credibility early on that it did, because you got to hear Jim Ross calling these guys matches. And just by that, I'm not even capping, just by that, a lot of these wrestlers, both male and female, got way more over than they would have otherwise. That is truth. And that is a testament to this man and the job that he's done in the past and he's doing. JR does a great job. Does he sound flat sometimes? Yes, sometimes he does. And not everyone has a great week every week. But recently, I think he's been on a tear. He's been tearing it up, especially since fans came back. JR has been doing a great job since they've been back on the road. And unless you have the guy, unless Mauro Ranallo has signed a contract with All Elite Wrestling, I don't think you take JR out full-time. You keep him on full-time as long as he wants to. When you find that person, and if it is Mauro, I think Mauro Ranallo would be perfect. I know he probably doesn't want to do it weekly, but maybe they can figure out something. Maybe he only does Dynamite, or he only does Rampage, possibly. Either way, I think that could be something that could be figured out between the two parties. But, I don't think you take JR out of that role. I don't think he wants to be out of that role. I don't think Tony Khan wants him to be out of that role, because let's be honest, JR calling matches is just way more credible than anyone else. And that is no offense to Tony Schiavone or Excalibur, who are amazing. It is just a testament to the person that Jim Ross is and what he's done throughout his career. So Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.